in the heart of Lagos, there lived a well-known doctor named Dr. Chike Osondo. He was a man respected by all, from his colleagues in the medical field to the numerous patients who trusted him with their lives. Dr. Chike was celebrated for his vast knowledge and unmatched skill in surgery. But behind his shining exterior, there was a deep problem that no amount of medical training could solve. This was his struggle to satisfy his wife Amara in the bedroom. Amara, Dr. Chike's wife, was a beautiful woman, the kind whose presence light up a room. She had a camel's skin, graceful limbs, and a gentle smile that could ease the heaviest of hearts. Yet, despite their love for each other, there was a growing distance between Dr. Chike and his wife Amara, one that no conversation or act of love could breach. It was clear that the intimacy between Dr. Chike and his wife Amara had grown cold, and the blame sat squarely on Dr. Chike's shoulder. He had tried to hide his shame, but the problem had grown too big to ignore. No matter what he did, he could not satisfy his wife Amara on bed. He had taken all kinds of medicines, even those recommended by his fellow doctor. Still yet, Dr. Chike was a 2-minute man on bed. He tried different exercises, changed his diet, and even spent sleepless nights praying for a miracle. Nothing worked. The issue tormented him so much that it began to affect his confidence both at home and at work. One evening, after yet another failed attempt to satisfy his wife Amara on bed, Chike sat alone in his study room, filled with frustration. His walls were lined with awards and certificates, all proof of his brilliance in medicine. Yet, here he was, defeated by something so personal, something so basic. He poured himself a glass of whiskey, staring at it as if it would offer some magical solution. "Why me?" Dr. Chike whispered, his voice heavy with despair. He had done everything right, followed every procedure, taken every recommended drug, but still nothing seemed to restore his vigor or bring peace to his marriage. That night, as Amara lay in their bed, Chike decided to search the internet. He was no longer searching as a doctor, but as a desperate man. Hours passed as he read through articles and forums looking for anything that might offer hope. He found posts on foreign drugs, strange exercises, and even surgeries, but nothing gave him real confidence. Then, just as he was about to give up, he came across an unusual article about herbal remedies. Dr. Chike laughed at first. He had always dismissed traditional herbs as superstition, thinking they were nothing more than old wives' tales. But the more he read, the more curious he became. One particular herb stood out in the article Dr. Chike read. The name of this herb was Udahugu. According to the article, it was an ancient herb found in the southeastern region of Nigeria, known for restoring male sexual strength and vitality. Many claim it worked wonders where modern medicine failed. Chike hesitated. Would an herb really solve what years of medical expertise could not? He scoffed at the thoughts, but deep down, Dr. Chike was willing to try anything. His pride was no longer important. He needed to save his marriage. The next morning, as Dr. Chike sat at the breakfast table, Chike decided to talk to his wife, Amara. Amara, he began, his voice low. I've been thinking about something. I found something that might help us. Amara looked up from her plate, her eyes filled with tiredness. What is it this time? Another medicine? No. Chike shook his head. This is different. It's an herbal remedy from my village. Amara's eyebrows rose in surprise. Herbal? You? Mr. Science? You have never believed in herbs before. Why this sudden change? I know, Dr. Chike admitted, but I'm willing to try it. I'm thinking of going back to the village to find it. It might be our last hope. Amara was quiet for a moment, processing what he had said. She knew how much this issue was eating him up, and she herself was tired of the emotional distance. Finally, she nodded. Okay, if you think it will help, then you can go. Let's try it. A few days later, Chike found himself driving into the ancestral village of Umaro, a place far removed from the noise of Lagos. The village was surrounded by lush green leaves, the air rich with the scent of fresh earth and burning wood. The simplicity of life in the village reminded him of his childhood, of a time when problems seemed smaller, easier to solve. He made his way to the home of Mbakwe, the village elder, known for his deep knowledge of herbs. The elder welcomed Dr. Chike into his humble hut, offering him a seat on a wooden stool. After a brief conversation, Chike explained the reason for his visit. Mbakwe, Chike began. I've come because I need your help. There's this herb they call Uda Ogu. I read they could solve my... He was so ashamed to speak. He stammered. I read it could solve my problem. The other's eye twinkled knowingly. Ha! Dr. Chike, he said with a soft chuckle. So even the city doctor has come to learn from the roots. Hey, wonder shall never end. Chike looked away, slightly embarrassed. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have to. Mbakwe nodded, stroking his chin thoughtfully. The herb you speak of is real, but it's not just about the herb. You must prepare it with respect. The forest will not give up its secret easily. The elder led Dr. Chike deep into the forest, the place known only to a few. There, under the shade of an ancient trees, the Udaugu plant grew. Its leaves were dark green, and it seemed to shimmer under the soft moonlight. The elder carefully harvested the plant, gently, softly under his breath. He then mixed the leaves with other herbs, grinding them into a fine paste. Take this, Mbakwe said, handing Chike a small clay pot. Use it for 7 nights, but remember, it's not just the herb that will heal you. You must approach it with an open heart and a clear mind. Chike returned to Lagos with the herb, uncertain but hopeful. He explained everything to his wife Amara, and together they followed Ezembakwe's instructions. Every night for 7 nights, Chike used the herbal paste. At first, nothing seemed different, but by the 4th night, Chike began to feel a change, a warmth, an energy that surged through him like nothing he had felt in years. On the 7th night, something miraculous happened. As Chike and Amara lay together, Chike found a newfound strength, a connection with Amara that had been missing for so long. Their intimacy that night was not just physical, it was emotional, even spiritual. For the first time since their marriage, they felt whole again. Amara looked at Chike with amazement. "This is different. Wonderful," she whispered, her eyes wide with surprise. "Chike, I don't know how, but you have changed." Dr. Chike smiled, pulling her closer. "Maybe some things in life are beyond what we can explain." Over the following weeks, their marriage blossomed. The shame and frustration that once plagued Dr. Chike were gone, replaced with confidence and peace. Dr. Chike no longer doubted himself, and the intimacy between him and his wife Amara deepened with every passing day. One evening, as they sat together at their balcony, watching the sunset, Amara turned to him and said, "Thank you, Chike. Thank you for not giving up on us." Dr. Chike smiled, his heart full. "I have learned something important, Amara," he said. "Sometimes the answers to our deepest problems are not in science or logic. Sometimes we have to look to things beyond our understanding. Things like faith, tradition, and love." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Chike and Amara held each other, content in the knowledge that they had found something precious, something no amount of medicine could have given them, a renewed bond of love and connection. Dr. Chike had finally realized that while science had its limits, the world still held mysteries worth exploring, and in that mystery, he had found his healing. We've come to the end of our story. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories like this. I got you covered. Thanks for your time.